years old, they have reached sexual maturity and have been kicked out of their own pride to prevent inbreeding. They are now nomads, searching for their own territory and females. By sticking together, they increase their chances of ousting dominant males and taking over a pride. One picks up on the scent of a female, but his brother smells blood. The remains of a kill. They might share their journey, but they don't share food. Although thick manes protect the throats of adult males during a fight, the brothers aren't fully grown and could be badly injured. But to starving outlaws, the reward outweighs the risk. The dry season is tightening its grip on Mala Mala. The effects are felt everywhere. Life for the pride hinges on the hunt. Each lion needs to eat 5 to 7 kilograms of meat a day. Hunting as a group helps them catch large prey, but the whole pride has to share the spoils. They need to make a big kill to see them all through the next few days. It's August and the dry season is at its peak. Even in midwinter, temperatures can soar to 36 degrees centigrade. The pride is feeling the effects. Patience is running low. Even the cherished cubs are quickly put in their place. Despite the heat and hunger, Scar summons the strength to remind the neighbors who's the boss. The outlaws get the message. A lion's roar can be heard up to 8 kilometers away. The strangers are in dangerous territory, and it's not just the dominant lions they have to watch out for. Shadow and her clan are on the prowl. Hyenas and lions are mortal enemies. They compete for both food and territory. Both sides fight fiercely to survive when times are tough. But right now, Shadow has other priorities. She's ready to mate and time is pressing. Every 12 to 18 months, she's only in season once. But she's still choosy. As the dominant female, she will only mate with the top-ranking male in the territory. Females are bigger, bolder, and definitely in charge. Even during courting, the males are submissive and fearful. The mating is complicated. Female hyenas have reproductive organs similar in shape and size to the males. Getting into position is an awkward business and a tricky test of nerves. There's nothing tender about Shadow's flashing teeth. When the mating is over, the male skulks back to bachelorhood, leaving Shadow to raise his cubs. Like the hyenas, Shira and her pride are a fiercely close-knit family unit. There's safety in numbers, but even the most protective of mothers can't be in 2 places at one time. Shira is preparing to lead the pride on a hunt, but she has to leave her cubs in the den. It's a big risk, but she has no choice. Without food, they will all die. Some of the Mala Mala residents look out for each other. For the jittery Impala, having baboons and monkeys close by means extra eyes and ears. An invaluable alarm system. Unsurprisingly, there's no love lost between the primates and the predators. A tip-off from the trees can easily sabotage a hunt. But it can also serve as a warning to other dangers. At the border of the lion's territory, troubles flared. Bushfires are common during the dry season, and devastating. If the wind picks up, it'll whip fire through the park. Many of the smaller animals won't escape, and Shira's cubs are home alone. Huge flames light up the sky, and there are many other dangers in store. The darkness draws out the nocturnal predators. Lila is upwind of the fire. She has picked up the scent of a male leopard in her territory. Her dappled coat provides perfect camouflage amongst the leaves. As usual, the neighbors are on the prowl. Lila escapes to a higher vantage point to survey her territory. She's not the only leopard out tonight. Kubala patrols his hunting ground. But the stalker's being stalked. Drifter's back. Kubala has his sights set elsewhere. But he's not fast enough to save his supper from his younger, quicker rival. The older ruler's starting to lose control. Drifter enjoys his poached meal. His intimidation tactics are working. Whilst the rivals scuffle, Lila's been busy. But an adult impala is a feast for greedy eyes. Hyenas are expert hunters, but stealing a kill is usually much easier. Lila is young and inexperienced, and outnumbered. Hungry and frustrated, she returns to the safety of the trees. Nearby, Shira and her pride are following the buffalo herd. And tonight, they're using a different tactic. Instead of lying in ambush, they've been following the herd for some time. creating an intended panic. As the herd scatters, the buffalo lose the advantage of numbers, and Shearer can select a victim. But the lionesses still need to tread carefully. A single blow of this young bull's horns can kill. Normally, the males help to bring down prey this large. But Scar and TYSON are nowhere to be seen. The pride perseveres without them. And the ancient struggle is played out again. Predator and prey fighting for survival. The bull weakens, pulled off balance by the relentless assault. Scar usually issues the final, fatal bite. Tonight, it's up to Shearer. The bull's death has brought a few more days of life for the pride. By morning, the fire has burnt itself out. Parts of the Split Rock territory have been badly scorched. With the only source of water here, the buffalo have little choice but to stay. But the Sand River can't save them all. Many of the buffalo here carry a potentially fatal virus, bovine TB. They can live with the disease for years, but when they're weak, it can take a lethal grip. The herd returns to the river, one less in number. The effects of the dry season are starting to be felt by everyone. As the weak fall, scavengers flock. Another buffalo falls prey to the perils of the dry season. This scavenged carcass could pass on a deadly virus to the predators who feed off it. But animals must eat where and when they can. Back at the kill, the pride is still gorging. The two young outlaws approach unnoticed. There's still plenty of meat on the carcass. And Scar and TYSON are nowhere in sight. Although lions are fiercely territorial, sharing is part of their social nature. Sometimes strangers join a pride and feed on their kill. But Shearer has a large pride to feed and doesn't welcome the intrusion. Her chances of evicting the strangers look bleak until the old guard arrive. Sharing isn't part of Scar and TYSON's plan. This is their pride, their territory, and their food. The intruders know this is one battle they can't win. The old rulers are bigger and stronger. Flight seems the only option. They can't risk a mauling by these two old warriors. The outcasts lurk on the fringes, hungry and dejected. They will need a few more seasons to bulk up before they can launch a sustained leadership challenge. In a final statement, Scar makes his mark, scent spraying to confirm his dominance. Order is restored for now. But TYSON is fatally weakened, losing his battle against TB. He probably contracted it from an infected buffalo carcass. The brothers are living on borrowed time. In a far corner of the territory, another old ruler is fighting to keep control. Down on the ground, Drifter is preparing for a final showdown. He's waited to make his move, and now he has a chance. Kubala is in a compromising position. Stuck at the top of a tree with his belly full from last night's kill, he has no escape route. If Drifter's challenge succeeds, he'll get to lie there first. Kubala has everything to lose, but he's cornered. He's won many battles, but today he's been caught off guard. And off balance. With a single swipe, his rule is over. He limps away to lick his wounds and nurse his pride. After her meal, Shira heads back to the den. She needs to find her cubs. Cubs are often left alone for long periods of time and will only come out of hiding when their mother returns. But her calls are unanswered. The grass gives up a secret as a lone cub stumbles from his hiding place. But where are his sisters? Did Shadow pay a visit? Shira will never know. All she can do is focus on her son's survival. October arrives, and change is on the horizon. After months of drought, storm clouds are brewing. As night falls, Shira and the Pride return to the kill. But Scar and TYSON are in no mood to share. It's a brutal lesson in respect. One of Shira's sisters bear the brunt of Scar's attack. The lionesses make the kill, but the males control the feast. TYSON tries to back Scar up, but his body is weakening. rumbles herald relief for everyone. Rains wash down, restoring life to the savannah and its residents. Months of tension and stifling heat wash away. Over the coming weeks, Mala Mala springs back to life. Scorched earth is reborn as lush pasture. The buffalo are refueled with energy from the rich grazing. All over the park, males preen and posture as competition for females heats up. Soon there will be a new generation in Mala Mala. Further along the riverbed, Drifter is also making his mark in his new territory. He and Lila have begun their courtship. She induces mating by presenting herself to him in a crouched position. It's a tense and noisy affair. Lila's in season for 7 days, during which they'll mate continuously. If they are successful, Lila will give birth to cubs in just over 3 months' time. She will spend the next 1.5 years nurturing them to adulthood. Then, like her, they'll be on their own. Shira and her pride on the move. But one lioness is in trouble. Shira's sister has been suffering since Scar's attack. Her injuries are slowing her down, and she's struggling to keep up. Shira's priority is the safety of the pride and her one remaining cub, even if it means leaving her sister behind. Injured and alone, hunting will be hard, fending off hyenas even harder. The night will bring a tough test of survival. As darkness falls, the rest of the pride prepares to go to work. The breeding season's brought new and easy targets. Young calves have no chance against a large male lion. But the buffalo herd won't give up on their young easily. They fight to save their calf, but it's too late. The lifeless body is surrendered to the lions. And there's a new face for the feast, Shearer's son. The tender flesh is perfect for a cub to cut its teeth on. Scar shares his meal. Gently initiating the next generation to the will of carnivores. TYSON hears his pride nearby, but he can't muster the strength to join them. Disease and drought have battered his body beyond recovery. On the outskirts of the territory, Kabbalah has made a kill and managed to evade the muggers. Shadow and her clan have their eyes on an even softer target. Shearer's injured sister has found a lifeline. Scavenging could be her salvation. But she's not the only one who wants to pick these bones. Shadow smelled carrion. The lioness must make a desperate decision. Outnumbered and injured, she's in dire straits. But she'll starve to death unless she stands her ground. Staying put is a chance she has to take to survive. She still carries the fearful reputation of her kind. It's an uneasy truce as enemies eat side by side. December, and the height of the summer will bring new life and death to Mola Mola. Lila and Drifter are nearing the end of their week-long mating marathon. This is the first time Lila has mated. Now it's time for them both to return to their single lives. It could be 2 years before she and Drifter meet to mate again. Further along the Sand River, TYSON has managed to drag himself to the water's edge. Lions can survive for long periods on fluids from their prey, but TYSON hasn't eaten for 2 weeks. TB has riddled his lungs and destroyed his respiratory system. His wasted body is near breaking point. In a far corner of the territory, Kabbalah guards last night's leftovers, but he is under siege. A pair of young hyenas have recently left their den and are practicing their survival skills. wait patiently, tussling over scraps. Hyenas will often harass a leopard in a tree until it drops its kill. Even the safety of the branches doesn't calm Kabala's nerves. But the youngsters didn't allow for a bodyguard. A 2-ton rhino is a big distraction. But the youngsters aren't giving up that easily. Kabala has had his fill and quits when he can. The hyenas are just rookies, but they've still managed to rattle the old ruler. And Kabala's not the only old guard who's hit hard times. Scar's empire is crumbling. He's restless and alone. Tyson's life hangs by a thread. He's too weak to leave the riverbed. His breathing is shallow. His strength is slipping away. Tyson has enjoyed a life filled with challenges and change. He and his brother fought bravely, sired new generations, and defended their territory and their pride. He has fulfilled his legacy. One last breath. And he surrenders his territory forever. His brother calls into the distance. It's now up to him to defend Split Rock alone. It will be a tough job. There are many younger lions around who will challenge him for his crown. He'll need to muster all his strength to protect his pride and ensure that Tyson's last cub survives.